What's up, gentlemen? Rapskine here, coming at you with, I believe, a killing frenzy here on Truth. So this past week, I went quiet for a bit. I had some real life stuff I needed to attend to, but damn! What a friggin' week for Halo, and what a great time to be a Halo fan. We have a lot of stuff to talk about here on the channel with all the happenings at GAMESCOM this past week, but first thing is first. In my last video, I asked you guys, when it comes to Halo 5, are you going to jump into the multiplayer or the campaign first? Now, for myself personally, although the multiplayer again looks freaking awesome with all the stuff at Gamescom, I gotta say, when it comes to Halo 5, I'm gonna be jumping into the campaign first, like hands down. The one-man show could not have said it better. He's like, I will not go past the 27th without beating the campaign. And that's, for me, just not Halo 5. That's been every single Halo game, except for maybe Halo CE, but that's only because I didn't know how awesome the story was at the time. But other than that, I've played the campaign all the way through every single Halo game the same night that that game has come out. I remember torturing myself all the way through Reach's campaign the first night with one of my friends on the 2-player co-op. I don't even remember half of what happened, really. All I know is that by the time we got done with it, the sun was up and I was beyond ready to pass out. I don't think I ever even played the campaign a second time through, actually. And I cannot wait to do it all over again, especially with 4-player co-op, no matter what you're doing. I can't wait to play it by myself or even with friends. Either way, it sounds freaking awesome, especially with the recent news now with Josh Holmes saying that it's going to be twice as long as the campaign for Halo 4. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to do it all in one sitting, and I cannot wait to do it. But seriously, like, after all the build-up and suspense that's been building up to this campaign with Hunt the Truth, H2A's cutscenes, New Blood, Hunters in the Dark, the Master Chief and Lock trailers, and even since the very beginning of the Halo franchise with the Fall of Reach, where we actually get to meet Blue Team, this campaign is not something that I could just put off until after a couple multiplayer matches. Like, there's just absolutely no way. Like, I honestly feel like this campaign is going to be something special. I feel like this is the first campaign to truly incorporate every corner of the Halo universe, all the Halo extended lore, and put it all into one game. It's the culmination of everything that's been building up in the Halo universe and is finally putting it into Halo 5. Not to mention the fact that if I were to be scrolling through Twitter and somebody told me one of the key points or like just spoiled any part of the story for me, I would be absolutely furious if that happened. So I've got to play that campaign day one, hands down, no questions asked. That multiplayer can wait. But those are just my thoughts on the matter, of course. But the real reason we're here is to see what you guys, the Halo community, thought when it comes to the subject of either playing the campaign or the multiplayer first when it comes to Halo 5. So let's go ahead and jump straight into it. First up, we have the Crazed Spartan. He says campaign first, co-op or single player. It's a great way to get familiar with all the new weapons before hopping into the arena. Yeah, that's actually a really good point, because I was watching the Gamescom like invitational, and that plasma caster looks like it's going to be pretty tricky to master, so getting some practice in the campaign before hopping into the multiplayer is definitely going to be beneficial. Up next, Raikou78 says, I'll be playing the campaign first, and hell yes, I'll be doing it legendary solo. Thanks, Reach. But I'll be touching the multiplayer a little after it during the day. Halo 5 story is setting up to be the most crazy, and if not the most major in the series as a whole. I cannot wait to play it. Yeah, I'm totally there with you, man. I totally agree. Mason BH says, I'll be going straight into matchmaking, which that's a good choice, but it's the wrong choice. Samurai Pawn Gaming says, I'll probably jump into Forge first, as I do with every game. I find that going over every map and weapon in Forge before I begin to play helps me get a little edge on my opponents. Then comes multiplayer. Yeah, that's not a bad idea, actually. I should probably try that. Jump in the Forge so I know where everything spawns and where the weapons are. That is actually pretty smart, sir. Mr. Pickwick says, I will play campaign with my friends first because I'm a lord nut. While I wait for my friends, I might dabble in customs and memorize map movements. I really want my first game of Arena to be a perfection. Keep up the great work. Thank you, man. Dude, a perfection on the very first game would be amazing. Like, that will go up on YouTube immediately. Alright, Mr. Chris McQuarrie says, if the story is even half as good as Hunt the Truth, I would definitely be playing the campaign first. But I might have to give Warzone a shot first just to see how it plays. Yeah, I'm very interested in Warzone as well. It looks really cool. Nerd Network Max says, for me, campaign first. I mean, it gives you time to learn the game and practice, plus Halo does have an awesome story, and I cannot wait to see how it unfolds, plus achievements. Yay! Afterwards is when I go into multiplayer and get the crap beat out of me, but I still have fun. And that's a good way of looking at it, sir. Up next, the Halo Array says, for sure intrigued by the Halo 5 campaign, but I probably won't get to it for a bit. I'll be on multiplayer and grinding and getting used to the game. And we could not be more polar opposites than that, my friend. Which is awesome, that's cool, but again, you're making a grave mistake. Up next, Brad Mean says, I gotta hit up that Warzone first, baby! Elite Assassin, not this question. I still don't know, to be honest, but I think I will go through the campaign first to avoid spoilers, and then it'll be all multiplayer all day. See, that's where I'm at, man. Get that campaign out of the way first, and then just grind that multiplayer all day. Hell yeah! Alright, so up next we have Mr. E-Train 2099. He says, I'll most likely be playing the campaign first. Think of it as you're playing multiplayer co-op with your friends in the story. I'll certainly play multiplayer after or in the middle when I decide to take a break from the badass story. Cannot fucking wait. And yes, I said hucking. Hyperion says, in a multiplayer buff, I'm a multiplayer buff, sorry, but I'll do campaign first probably with the guys from Keyboard Moths. They know who they are. Shout out. We'll probably be doing Legendary to get that done, and of course to finish the story. Don't want someone to spoil it for us. Plus, it's good practice before playing multiplayer. And again, it's not a bad idea whatsoever to get familiarized with all those weapons before jumping straight into the multiplayer for sure. Up next, Mr. Rotification, sorry if I butchered your name, says, as with all previous titles, I will play the campaign through and then get into the multiplayer. And I'm exactly the same way. Gotta get that lore, gotta get that campaign in first, see what all everybody's up to, and then wreck some faces in the multiplayer. Happy Zeus says, bro, you missed my comment. But he says, I'm gonna play campaign first. As I always play campaign first, can't have no Hyperions out there coming and spoiling it for me. Yeah, dude, Hyperion, he's freaking known to do such devious things. That little bastard. Up next, Daniel Mitchell, Arbiter for Hire, says, with every Halo, I've always played through campaign first. I need to know the story, and it helps me get familiar with the new sandbox before going into the multiplayer. And again, not a bad idea whatsoever. And lastly, we have Mr. Logan Grimmar. He says, I always got to play the campaign first, normal on the first go, and legendary on the second. Nothing beats a good story. Could be just an older gamer way of thinking. And no, man, I don't know if it is, because I mean, I'm an older gamer myself, and I'm really invested in the story. I really want to see what happens. But I think we can all agree that Halo has quite the intriguing universe. And again, I cannot wait to see what happens with it. So those were all the comments we got on the YouTubes. Thank you everyone once again for all of your awesome responses. As always, I had a blast making this video. But as I was saying earlier, we have a lot to talk about from this past week, like Halo Wars 2 being announced, the Halo 5 Invitational Tournament, and all the badass gameplay we got to see of all the new maps. So with all that being said, my question to you guys is, what was your favorite part of Halo at Gamescom? And you know what, scratch that. Let's just say, what was your favorite part of Gamescom? There was a lot of cool stuff, even outside of Halo, that I was pretty excited for, and am actually looking really forward to these coming up years. So as always, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below, so you can have the chance to be featured in the next episode. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a like and share it around. Subscribe if you haven't done so already, and let's get hyped for Halo 5. It is going to be an amazing game, and we all know it. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Rapscallion out!